Garou, the hero hunter and the human monster, is one of the newest competitors to the anime martial artist conversation, thrown into debates against Yujiro Hanma, Kenshiro, and even Goku. That said, I found most people don't fully understand just how skilled Garou is. I wanted to explain in detail how skilled Garou actually is, catalog his most impressive feats, his growth, and development. First things first, obviously Garou doesn't fight with the same technicality as a real peak fighter, but Garou exists in a fictional universe where martial arts are expressed as special powers through manipulating your inner energies. We aren't here to explain why Garou's fighting isn't realistic, but an analysis on what Garou is capable of in a hand-to-hand exchange. What do the feats and lore actually say about Garou's abilities? Just because Garou doesn't fight like Joe Rogan doesn't mean he can't beat people that do fight like that. With that in mind, let's get started. Sometime in the past, Garou became a student of Silver Fang, one of the top 2 martial artists of the One Punch Man world. He'd instantly become the top disciple, surpassing hundreds of students, if Bomb's dojo is any indication at least. Imagine being the top guy at the best MMA gym on the planet, and that gym just so happens to be owned by Bruce Lee. It's a pretty impressive start. Garou would learn the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, the ultimate defensive martial art. Garou's sudden growth stems from his natural sense of martial arts, super learning ability, and his strong willpower to break the status quo. He can adapt to and learn skills just by glancing at them, and is determined to hone those skills to accomplish his goals. Garou would leave Bang's dojo after defeating his peers and getting beat by his master. From there, he trains by himself for 6 months. During this time, he'd go from dojo to dojo, crushing many including the Harsh Path style, and becoming a champion of the Super Fight Martial Arts Tournament, the highest level martial arts tournament in the One Punch Man world. Suiryu, a 4-time champion, even saw Garou as a worthy opponent and superior to Bakuzan, another champion. Garou would likely absorb and adapt to many styles he runs across in this period, developing what the databook calls his self-styled martial arts. Allow me to put my tinfoil hat on for a moment, but these self-styled martial arts are what I believe is the foundation of the Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, which appears later, and is Garou's own original style. For starters, it's called self-styled martial arts, as in Garou's own self-style. It's described as freely evolving in combat using the water stream as its basis. I believe that Garou tried to create his own style much earlier in the series, but as I'll get to later, fusing multiple martial arts into one is not an easy feat, so Garou was forced to rely on the water stream. I think this makes more sense and is more interesting than simply him making it up suddenly against Flashy Flash. Garou's first big fight is against Tank Top Master. When we break down the stats, Garou stands at 5'9" and probably somewhere around 170 pounds, a comparable size to former UFC welterweight champion George St. Pierre. He is however dwarfed by the 7'6", 350-pound Tank Top Master. To put that in perspective, he's half a foot taller than Stefan the Skyscraper Struve, the tallest competitor in UFC history, while being as heavy as a silverback gorilla. Tank Top Master is also pretty skilled. He's essentially a super-powered police officer who specializes in bare-fisted combat. Even something as silly as the tank top tackle is surprisingly well thought out, with him crossing his arms to increase power while also defending himself. Despite the massive difference in height and weight, Garou destroys Tank Top Master the moment he uses the water stream. According to the hero, Garou parried and nullified all his attacks, attacked his vital points to break him, and counterattacked with his own strength twofold. This is a good time to explain a little bit about the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist and its ability to redirect attacks back at the opponent. This is why the technique came to be the ultimate defensive martial art, as it allows one to completely sidestep enemy attacks while also turning them back against the attacker. This is a pretty underrated feat of martial skill. If you just look at Garou and Tank Top Master's respective sizes, ignore the superpowers, there really isn't anyone on the planet who can overcome a 1.5 feet and 200-pound difference with skill, especially with pure striking against another skilled brawler. Could John Jones do that? Could GSP? Well, maybe if you count that time he fought Captain America, I guess, but outside of that, not really. We also see that by the end of the fight, Garou has adapted to Tank Top Master's moves so perfectly he can backhand the hero with his back turned, which shows Garou's sheer adaptability and his ability to react to his opponent's moves. Garou runs into Golden Ball, a master sharpshooter with 100% accuracy, at least according to the data books. Despite fighting in near darkness, Garou can read the marksman by reading his wrist movements before getting caught off guard by a ricochet. Golden Ball then uses his Golden Breakout, a cage of perfectly calculated ricochet bullets that make it impossible to move even a single step. Garou in turn sees through all the ricochet bullets, dodging every single one while barely trying, when he can barely even see. He then uses the water stream to dispel the cage of bullets with total ease. Spring Mustachio arrives, a master fencer on a world-class level, yet Garou can see through and predict his moves as well. Garou's next S-Class opponent is Metal Bat. Metal Bat is smaller and probably less skilled than Tank Top Master, but he's far more powerful and durable. Once getting pumped up, he was powerful enough to defeat Garou with a single hit, and Garou couldn't make the hero budge with a head kick. Garou was able to use his techniques to parry every single swing Metal Bat threw, redirect them back at him, and knock him out. Considering Metal Bat could one-shot Garou with one swing, but Garou can deflect dozens of these swings at the same time, it means Garou has no trouble defending from attacks that would one-shot him. Hence, once again, why the water stream is hailed as the ultimate. He also just outright knocked out an opponent a tier above him in physical ability, showing how far his martial arts can take him. Garou's first loss would be against Watchdog Man, a hero stronger and faster than Garou, but with a style that mimics that of a wild beast. This fighting style completely countered Garou's techniques, which were designed to defeat humans, and Garou had to retreat. He does, however, acknowledge his room to grow and surpass Watchdog Man, and would copy Watchdog Man's own movements to merge into his own. Seeing as Garou was already a peak level martial artist, most people would not be able to counter these moves. Jiu-Jitsu practitioners don't practice grappling on wild dogs, and no striker on the planet could read them. He also runs into King, where he uses his body reading ability to read 12 different possible moves King could make despite having no discernible stance or style. Garou's rematch with Bang shows that despite the fact Garou is more skilled than any normal human being on Earth, the Master is still greater than the student. Geno says Bang has a far better control over the water stream than Garou, with a perfect balance of offense and defense. This will be important later when Garou eventually surpasses Bang, which is when I'll go over more of Bang's feats. But before we continue, this video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. After a long day of making videos, my beauty sleep is extra precious. That's why when it's time for my 3 p.m. nap, I use Manta Sleep. Manta Sleep created an amazing sleep mask with the goal of helping you achieve higher quality rest. This is best displayed in the mask's incredible ability to block all light, meaning you can sleep soundly even during the day. They have a variety of masks that are easily customizable with different colors, and the Velcro strap makes it easy to adjust even if you have a giant cranium, such as myself. I'm personally a big fan of the Manta Silk Mask, which is just really comfortable. You can find that and many more on their website or listed below in the description. And make sure you use code PROFESSOR at checkout or visit the link in the pinned comment to get a 10% discount off your purchase. Better sleep awaits at Manta Sleep. After a brush with death with the Royal Ripper, Garou returns, now capable of using the Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist after seeing the other greatest master, Bang's big brother Bomb. Iron Cutting Fist creates razor-sharp currents of air to slice the opponent to pieces. While Garou isn't as good as Bomb yet, he was already a peak striker with the Water Stream, and now has a more offense-oriented style to pair with it. Garou would show how honed his defenses are against Monster King Orochi. Orochi would start their battle by stabbing Garou through the abdomen with one of his mutated horns. When that doesn't work, Orochi would attack using 8 horns at the same time, and Garou uses a technique called Water Stream Encampment to block it, and he can actually deflect all 8 of the horns. This means Garou can defend himself from attacks that are over his own durability 8 times over. Garou then runs into Super Alloy Darkshine, essentially Tank Top Master 2.0, taller and over 200 pounds heavier. Reminder that Garou's physique is still that of a welterweight champion, while Darkshine weighs as much as a sumo wrestler, but molded into a body fit for striking. And with a 2-foot height advantage, on paper, Darkshine would win, if this was a real-life fight at least. The Hero Association also rates Darkshine as higher than Tank Top Master in fighting ability, meaning he's more skilled as well on top of the size difference. Darkshine is too powerful for even Garou's defenses, and the hero remarks that Silver Fang once sparred with him and skillfully outmaneuvered the Titan with godlike technique. This is even more impressive as Bang sits at 5'5" and a mere 120 pounds. That would make Bang the lowest weight class in MMA, flyweight, while Darkshine would dwarf even the heaviest competitors in the entire sport's history, and Bang skillfully knocked the hero to the ground numerous times. It gets even worse when you consider that Darkshine literally one-shot half-monster Garou, but Bang's own physical strength was not enough to incapacitate an already heavily weakened base Garou, meaning Bang's skills can close the gap of below human Garou to almost Darkshine level, so the size difference might actually be lowballing. Just food for thought. Garou gets up and continues his assault, which Darkshine describes as dozens of martial artists attacking him at once. To be fair, Darkshine could be talking about Garou's speed in this scene, as Garou doesn't know how to use dozens of martial arts at the same time yet. But Garou's technique was improving. This is how he can be broken, like both geezers joining forces and unleashing a series of attacks. Even this incredible fortress of muscle can be torn apart. In order to defeat Darkshine, Garou wields both Water Stream and Whirlwind, and without realizing it, uses the Cross-Fang Dragon Slayer Fist, a secret combination technique of the two greatest masters that even a world-class genius can't do alone. It's then stated that through this intense training, Garou can use techniques that surpass the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist or Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist. Garou in this fight went from being a novice compared to Bang to performing techniques Bang could never even dream of doing alone. It also means that Garou is multiple tiers more skilled than someone who already surpassed what humans are capable of. Garou would continue using Darkshine as a punching bag, honing his skills until he managed to get through Darkshine's mighty defenses, and he could even use the Water Stream using only a thumb. With an extended monster nap, Garou appears on the surface and confronts Bomb. After a brief back and forth, Bomb notes that Garou is using a combination of all other techniques, which is likely the monster Calamity Godslayer Fist reaching its final stages. In the last fight, Garou learned how to fuse two martial arts into one, so his self-styled martial arts is starting to evolve. He then perfectly matches Bomb's use of the Whirlwind Fist, showing once again he has matched or surpassed the great masters. His next opponent is his former master Bang, and it's time for round 3. The two have a long battle where both land many blows, and Garou unveils the exploding heart release fist, Bang's original style, which forces one's heart to beat at the same instant as they attack, massively increasing attack power. In the end, Garou uses the Sky Aura Ripping Fist, a technique so powerful that even though Bang and Garou were nearly equal in physical ability, Garou can one-shot Bang just by grazing him. This is because the Sky Aura Ripping Fist creates shockwaves that shatter whatever they touch from the inside out. Garou defeats Bang, definitively surpassing the master. Bang in his youth overflowed with talent. He'd lose a battle to his brother before going off to create the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, what he'd later call the ultimate defensive martial art. He'd honed his art for the better part of 80 years, with it stated he's never stopped training. His skills have become sharper and sharper until he's transcended the very realm of mastery. His skills were such that despite Garou having peak skill eclipsing any known martial artist on Earth, he was a novice in comparison. He and his brother would become known to be the greatest masters, even more renowned than Goketsu, Bakuzan, or Suiryu, all champion class fighters. Darkshine, a character who actively seeks out rivals in competition in sport and hero work, saw Bang's techniques as godlike, and Bang effortlessly overcame a massive size, weight, and strength difference that would make David vs. Goliath seem like a close match. His knowledge of energy and the human body runs so deep, he can force his heart to beat in accordance with his attacks, and summon all his latent power just by breathing a certain way. His older brother Bomb, the other greatest master, and someone Garou outright surpassed, has said he's capable of defeating all but the most skilled warriors if he makes the first move. It makes a lot of sense, given Bang uses the ultimate defense, that Bomb would have the ultimate offense. And as both have been training and fighting for almost a century, participating in the highest level tournaments around, their experience and knowledge in other martial arts would be incredibly vast, yet they are still upheld as the best. And Garou has surpassed them. Garou would awaken and fight Platinum S and Flashy Flash, an adept martial artist and ninja, although it's unknown if Garou adapted to him as well. It's here that Garou names his style the Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist as it nears perfection. His fist is composed of 11 different martial arts, which seems surprisingly low, especially seeing as something like Watchdog Man's bestial style wasn't included. Maybe these are the 11 best martial arts in the world or something. It's also possible that since the God Fist is incomplete, he hasn't incorporated all his techniques into it yet. It is implied the God Fist at this point is still less powerful than the Sky Aura Ripping Fist or Cross Fang Dragon Slayer Fist, since Garou would rather use both of those on Sage Centipede later. It's during this battle that Garou fully realizes the Monster Calamity Godslayer Fist, making it the pinnacle of all martial arts. Saitama appears and overwhelms Garou with his pure physical might. Unlike with Darkshine before, Garou's superior technique allows him to compete against Saitama's speed and strength. At one point, Garou wrestles Saitama to the ground before performing a combination, showing Garou actually can engage in some form of grappling against a stronger opponent. Garou then explains that he's constantly reading Saitama's moves multiple steps in advance, which is how he's able to keep up with someone as fast as Saitama. Although we don't know how good Garou can do this against another high-level martial artist, as Saitama is an amateur, it is still pretty impressive. Garou uses another new move called Fajin. According to him, directly destroys one's internal organs. He says the technique bypasses flesh and bones to do internal damage, even against opponents who can tank all his normal attacks. It's also likely that Garou's skills are being honed against Saitama as his monsterization progresses, just like it did with Darkshine. However, by how much, we don't know. If you consider that against Darkshine, Garou went from a white belt compared to Bang to surpassing Bang, it's possible Garou has improved multiple tiers in terms of skill while fighting Saitama. In his despair, Garou comes into contact with God, who endows him with the knowledge of the energy of all things in the universe. Now, this next part is very theoretical, but hear me out. High-level martial arts in One Punch Man are the byproduct of manipulating your internal energies. The water stream is achieved through mimicking raging waves in the ocean. You want to fight like a dog? You make your internal energy that of a dog. If Garou has knowledge on everything in the universe, he could have knowledge of the flow of energy inside every living being in the universe, possibly allowing him to utilize every style in the One Punch Man universe. As the One Punch Man universe is composed of many alien races, this would give Garou a ridiculous amount of styles he could draw from. I won't hold it against you if you don't buy into that, but it is certainly interesting to think about. With that in mind, let's summarize. Garou, from the moment he was introduced, was more skilled than any fighter in the real world, capable of overcoming multiple weight classes with skill alone. He can parry attacks from and defeat someone so much stronger than he is that they beat him in one attack. He can read and counter the moves of a master sharpshooter with perfect aim. He'd go from being a novice compared to his master to using techniques he'd never even dream of. He'd surpass his master, who transcends mastery itself and stood at the top of the martial arts world. He'd then ascend even higher with his own technique, fusing at least 11 of the best fighting styles in the entire world into one perfect technique. He'd be able to read someone's moves multiple steps ahead, calculating up to 12 different possibilities as he did with King. His vast arsenal of martial arts gives him access to pressure point and joint attacks, power redirection, razor-sharp wind blasts at mid and close range, bone-shattering shockwaves that can one-shot people equal to himself, durability negation, and so much more. And with Cosmic Fear Mode, Garou could have more knowledge in martial arts than the entire universe itself.